Hey guys, what's going on? It is Dangeles, and welcome back to episode number 41 of Constructing Los Angeles Season 2. What's up, everybody? I am back on this city today, ready to continue to make some building progress. We got a recap episode, last episode out of the way. I finished up my village, and we showcased that. It's time to get back to building. Today, we're going to do just that. And you guys, right now, you guys might not know where I am. It's a little bit of a roughed up landscape. You can take some guesses, but I will tell you guys that this is actually right underneath of the hotel. It's kind of like a world editing, in work in progress. I wouldn't call it a disaster because I did this on purpose. It's not exactly how I'd hoped it would turn out, but don't worry. This mess here is ultimately going to get cleaned up. I promise you that. So we will probably be working on that just a little bit today, a little bit later on in the video, but today I'm going to continue my work here on Chariot, aka my hotel. We're going to finish up the back wall. We're going to get a roof on this bad boy, and we're going to try to make it so it's not floating anymore down here. I'm talking. We're going to work on that, and it should be pretty good. We'll get all that stuff rolling. We'll start to make a better transition for this build into the beach area, which is something that I want to try to get finalized here within these next 10 episodes or so. And I'm hoping by episode 50, around there, I'm going to start working on a nice big mansion to try to rival the Alpine Mansion. We'll see if that actually comes to fruition. I don't know if I can say that. It's definitely going to be a tall task, but it'll be something definitely intriguing here within the next month or so. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the support on the showcase video. Just, we got to go through everything, do a nice little recap. We got to do it 20 episodes later, and we did just that. So it's time to get back to building today. I have a question of the day to answer later on in the video, so I will hopefully remember to answer that earlier than I would normally, because I typically forget sometimes until like 16 minutes into the video that I have a question of the day. So let's try to avoid that situation as much as possible. So right now, guys, I'm expanding some of the first floor plan here. This design and everything in here has been modified since my original design got put in. So I just want to kind of come through here and just make sure that things are working nicely. I think I'm going to put a conference room back here, maybe a ballroom, stuff like that. We'll see what happens, but let me go ahead and get rid of some of this nonsense. We definitely don't need any of this green on the interior anymore, so we can just kind of scrap all this. A little bit of a work in progress, but we'll get it going here. We'll get this back wall put in. This will probably be the last episode I work on the hotel. I don't really need to do too much more with it at this juncture. And plus, obviously I don't want to be working the same build for, 4 straight episodes. So this will probably be the last time you guys will see it for a little while. I'm going to start transitioning back towards getting that beach figured out, because that has been a thorn in my side for months, trying to figure out a plan for that build. And I guess while I'm working on this, I'll answer today's question today early in the video. We'll give it some spotlight early on. So today's question of the day is coming from Ashley Kelleher, and the question is, what are your biggest strengths? Oh wait, hold on a second. It's a past tense. What were your biggest strengths and weaknesses when it comes to CLDs? So honestly, I don't know if that's past tense. I mean, we're still doing it, so my strengths and weaknesses still apply. I think you can interpret this question many different ways. It could be related strictly to building. It could be related towards motivation to build. It can be interpreted in multiple ways, right? So I'll talk about it in multiple ways then. So we'll start off with building. My strengths and weaknesses when it comes to building CLD. All right. My strengths, I would say, is when I have a goal, I stick to it and I get it done, like 100%. I think, my goal for CLD Season 1 was to build a city and to complete it, right? And we were successful in doing that, all right? That was my definitive goal. I had it set for the entire duration of the series, okay, right? My weakness is that sometimes I have a hard time setting solid goals for the game, and I'm in that stage right now. I'm making videos, I'm making CLDs, and we're doing building, we're getting a lot of stuff done, but what is the end goal right now, That's something that I'm trying to figure out still. What is the purpose of what I'm building right now, Is there going to be, am I just going to be expanding the city forever, or am I going to, is it going to turn into something definitive, like another, am I going to be restricting myself to a certain amount of space? Am I going to be just building unlimitedly into the endless world that is this PC world? That's something that I haven't answered yet. I don't know. I don't know what my answer to that is just yet. It's something that I got to figure out. So right now, I'm kind of just building. I don't really have a long-term goal for the series at this moment. So, that's something I got to figure out. And I will figure it out. It's going to take some time. I haven't done it so far this season. But honestly, I to be completely honest with you guys, through 41 episodes of Constructing Los Angeles Season 1, I didn't even have 100,000 subscribers yet on YouTube. We were just getting started. So I really didn't think that it was going to turn out the way it did in the end, and to the point where it is now. So it's one of those things where I'll just be patient with it. And, once I kind of see that vision and it kind of pops into my head for the potential long-term goal for what this series is going to be, then it'll happen. So that doesn't really, I don't know if that's like, that is my biggest strengths and weaknesses, I would say. Like, once I have a goal, I stick to it and I complete it, but I got to find the goal first, and that's the challenge. As far as like strictly building is concerned, and I think you can interpret this question like, what am I good at building? What am I bad at building? Stuff like that. What are my strengths and weaknesses on that front? As far as like, I love building houses. That's something that I just enjoy doing, and that's like the first things that I did in Minecraft. I don't really like building skyscrapers. I think that's kind of bad if you're a city builder like I am, but I get them done. So I don't know. That's one of those things where it's not necessarily a weakness for me. It's just something that I don't necessarily enjoy building. I would say something that I do struggle with sometimes is the transition. I didn't know I struggled with this until I kind of have been doing it, and I think part of that might be due to like the seed, the surroundings. But I feel like I struggle a little bit with kind of creating the transition between Season 1 and Season 2's seed. So, the original seed was perfectly fit for the Xbox 360 size world, right? We planned everything around that. And pretty much throughout the entire Season 2 here, I've been just working on expanding the city out into a brand new, unknown region, right? And that can sometimes be difficult to kind of create that connection, especially when, it's kind of it's an unofficial conversion, right? From Xbox to PC. So there's going to be like the edges are a little strange. So it's been hard to work around that, and that's been something I've been definitely, trying to make work, right? So it's not always easy, but I would say that that's a pretty extensive answer, honestly. I don't know if that answered your question. It probably did, so I think we're good. But anyway, that'll wrap up my answer to that. So thank you for the question. You guys can leave your question of the day comments below. I took that one from episode 39, so a couple days ago. But this one, of course, I will take from this episode for next episode, since episode 40 was a recap. So what am I doing right now? I'm just trying to get some order with this interior, right? I had to make a adjustment in the size of it, so I'm just trying to create order here. Executing order 66, which is to reconstruct this place completely. And I'm not going to worry about the interior design right now. I'm going to get this outer wall finished, and I'm going to try to smoothen the transition to the beach, right? That's what I'm going to work on right now. So let's fly back outside. We're not going to worry about the interior right now. Let's get this figured out here. We want to get this figured out. So here's the thing. On this side of the road, the sidewalk actually does continue all the way down and through, and goes pretty much down to the beach level. So I would like to continue that, ideally. So the way we're going to do this is, let's just grab these blocks here with our classic, gotta love the pick block. And we're just going to go through, quickly get these sidewalks figured out. A little bit of lag because of this ravine. That's okay. We should probably just cover that ravine up. That way the lag is completely gone, You know how, I don't know if you guys ever noticed this when you play Minecraft and you're building something, and, let's say you're building a huge mansion, and the last thing you do to finish off the completion of the exterior is to cover up the roof. And when you place that last block of the roof, it just really creates like a little spike of lag. It does it on console, it does it on PC. So I guess it's just like like an area coverage, override or something. I don't know, but it's interesting how that goes across platforms. But I don't know why I'm talking about this. But anyway, this is something I've noticed over the years. And speaking of over the years, guys, I believe yesterday was the 5-year anniversary of the birth of console Minecraft on Xbox 360, and this kind of snuck up on me. But obviously, when I thought about it, it's 2017. I started playing that game in 2012. That's crazy. It's definitely been. It seems like it's been longer though, which is weird. But at the same time, it's 5 years is a pretty long time, so half a decade, which is nuts. So it's gone by fast, but at the same time, it hasn't. I don't know really how to explain that. I think it's kind of like school. School is like one of those things where it seems like it's dragging on forever, and then once you're done with it, you kind of look back and say, wow, that went by really fast. I feel like that's just life in general, but yeah, Minecraft console edition, Xbox 360, has been out for 5 years. I believe, well, how old is Xbox One's version? I believe that came out in 2014, I think late 2014, so that's coming up on 3 years of age as well. I don't know, I could be wrong about it. It might have came out in 2013. I can't remember though, because I know Xbox One came out in 2013, but I don't believe Xbox One Minecraft came out until like a year later. So yeah, I think it was 2014 when Xbox One Minecraft came out. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I am correct though. So Xbox One Minecraft's coming up on 3 years, which is pretty crazy in its own right, since it seems like that's kind of new still. All right, well, let's see. So here's the thing. I think I'm gonna just take the build here and kind of just take it down to all the way to the ground, and then build like some sort of wall or something with a staircase over here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these bricks straight on down and through. We are going to get these filled in here, get this situated, try to make some sense of this whole thing, which is my next live stream of CLD. I'm going to be focusing on getting this beach cleaned up, because right now it looks pretty bad in its current state, and I just can't stand having my world in this state. So we are going to work hard next episode to try to remedy that as much as I can. All right, so next thing I'm going to do, swap up this sandstone for some bricks. We're going to actually just take this right to the ground here. We're going to go with a set 45, not 435. I don't believe that's a logical ID. And then what I'm going to do is start to reconfigure this stone, line it up with the pathway, have it slope down towards the sea level. It should hopefully work. All right, so yeah, that's fine. We can leave that there. A little bit of an odd transition from stone to stair to brick. I might come back and check that out later on. Maybe I can fix that a little bit, but right now let's just focus on creating a little transition that closes off stuff. It actually creates some closure here on this side of the sidewalk, and then we'll see what we do from there. All right, let's do a little set 0, get rid of that stone, and let's start placing some new stone, which is going to be sloping down towards the beach. But yeah, this beach area is kind of odd because there's a lot of like houses that you wouldn't typically see near a beach. Actually, that's not necessarily true. I did try to build as many beach houses as I could in that area. Look at that. It's funny how that chunk isn't loaded right there. But like as far as the trees are concerned, you don't really typically see any palm trees around here. This is kind of more of a northern beach, if that makes sense. So, where I live at the Jersey Shore, right? You typically think, when you think of beaches, you think of like palm trees and stuff like that. That's not the case. In New Jersey, there's really no palm trees, but the Jersey Shore is still a very prevalent area. So where we basically how it works in New Jersey, and I take a lot of inspiration from this because obviously it's where I live. So the way it works in New Jersey is there's a lot of like oak trees and stuff like that, like pretty much right up against the beach. It's almost like it's just like it transitions from like forest like straight into beach. Like it's kind of interesting. I mean, in other spots it's more developed than others, but it is interesting how that works. There's really no palm trees in New Jersey. I mean, there might be some, but they're not going to be thriving all year round like they're going to be in like Florida or any other warmer climate, right? So that is one of the interesting things about the Jersey Shore, is that being so far north, it's and being still a very prevalent spot, it's kind of it is different from other beaches around the U.S. and more warmer climates and stuff. So trust me, I know I've been to beaches in Florida, and they are way different than beaches in New Jersey. It is pretty significant. I've been to the Gulf Coast beaches. Honestly, the Gulf Coast. I do like the Gulf of Mexico. I've gone swimming in the Gulf of Mexico before. It's pretty cool. The bottom line is, though, an ocean without waves is just kind of lame. The Atlantic is great because there's tons of waves. And the Pacific is probably really... I've never been to the Pacific, but that would be pretty cool, I guess. I imagine the Pacific is probably really, really wavy as well, considering it's like freaking 3 times the size of the Atlantic Ocean. But yeah, it's... I don't know what I'm talking about right now, but the point is, I've swam in the Gulf of Mexico, and it's a really warm water. It feels great, but there's no waves. It basically just feels like an oversized pool, essentially. So yeah, but Atlantic is definitely where it's at compared to that. If you're in Florida, I would say the east coast of Florida, as far as swimming, probably a little bit better than the west coast. But what do I know? I live in New Jersey. Anyway, we're getting this filled around here. So the way this is going to work, you might be wondering, there's no parking lot for this particular building. Okay, so what I'm going to do, what I was planning on doing, is building a parking garage underneath of the build right in this space. Kind of, we'll open up some garage doors there. But I'm also going to have some outdoor parking right up against the sand dunes of the beach, as well as the boardwalk area. So it's going to be a kind of like mix between hotel parking and boardwalk parking. And I'll kind of, we're going to punch open all this ugly looking land and get that figured out. And I was hoping, I've talked about this a few times, but I want to turn this whole nonsense into something. I don't know what I'm going to do with it just yet, but I think if we get rid of the roofed forest and change the biome and maybe just make it like plains biome instead of the darker grass, I think it could potentially be an interesting little peninsula something that we could add over here. Maybe a lighthouse. Actually, that might be the winning formula here. We could continue the road out through here, maybe turn it this way, and then have like a lighthouse drive and maybe some rocks or something. That could be pretty cool. Definitely a contender in terms of the idea bank here. And then over on this side, we could run a road across here instead and then have it connect over there. So, we have options. But this is a good-looking piece of land. It just needs to be refined to my builds a little bit better. Like, I like these little coves and stuff over here. I think this is cool landscape. So I don't want to tamper with it too much. Definitely going to get rid of the roofed forest, though, since when I think of beach, I do not think of roofed forest. So we're going to try to scrap all that, change the biome. But that's easy world edit mechanics with the magic of the world edit. Anyway, let's get back on over here and continue to work on this. But yeah, let me just go ahead and start placing down more of this cobblestone. But yeah, it is interesting, when it comes to inspiration for the city. I try to get inspiration from stuff I've seen. And I would say, this city is definitely, has some of that. This actually area of the map is more Jersey Shore inspired than other spots. I would say the beach on the other side of the world is more Santa Monica inspired, more Pacific West Coast, LA area. Now this beach is much more Jersey Shore style from my experience, especially with like the trees and stuff like that in terms of that style. So I don't know. It's a mixed bag here in LD. We're getting inspiration from all over the map, but still interesting stuff. All right, let's start to get rid of some of this mess. Ugh, boy, it's gunk. It's just a bunch of gunk. Let's get rid of it. Let's just we'll do a quick little world edit transition here. I'm gonna fly over here. Let's do a quick little position 2, and let's do a set 0. Just get rid of some of this. We'll just get rid of it. I'm gonna easily be able to reaccommodate some of this sand here. There we go. So basically all these lines, you're wondering, why does it cover the road? What's going on here? It's basically just going to be a continuation of this sand dune that's running all the way across the beach. And it's going to go around the boardwalk and down here, obviously sand dunes to prevent from flooding of the residential areas in case of a large storm. And most of the time, especially with like Hurricane Sandy that rolled through the Jersey Shore a couple of years ago, the sand dunes don't even work. The Jersey Shore got absolutely destroyed by Hurricane Sandy. I don't know if a lot of you guys are aware of that. I know it's been a couple of years. It's been like 5 years. But basically, one of my friends has a beach house right up against the ocean, and it's an incredible, luxury. It's an amazing house, and we go there during the summer sometimes, and basically his entire neighborhood area was like underwater during the storm. It's crazy. Like the whole entire neighborhood, just like imagine looking out your window and just seeing like the streets just completely covered in water. Like that, I can't even imagine that. I know they weren't there at the time, since it was, I believe Hurricane Sandy was in October or November or something along those lines, but still, it's crazy to imagine just your house just being completely underwater and flooded. The damage wasn't too bad on my friend's house, but some of the other houses, what is the sand again, 12? Yeah, some of the other houses in the area got absolutely annihilated and aren't even there anymore. They're just gone. So that would, imagine that, just investing a lot of your hard-earned money in life into a nice beach house, let's say when you retire or something, and then it gets wiped away by a hurricane, and that's awful. That sucks. Nothing else to say about it. That's just terrible. Terrible luck. Anyway, I don't know what. This has been the most random video ever. I'm just talking about the most random stuff. Honestly, I like videos like this, when I can just ramble on and just do some building and just talk about random stuff. I think this is a good way to do it, instead of me just going, and I'm going to place this block here, and I'm going to place this block here, and all that. I mean, that's fine sometimes when I'm focusing on a build, but right now I'm just kind of doing some, not necessarily mindless things, but little maintenance work. We're going to get this final wall filled in. I don't know if actually I'm even going to be able to start it today. We're running a little low on time here. I've been cruising through this video. Jeez Louise. All right, so let's see. So yeah, basically this wall is going to run across, and we're going to continue that with the bricks. I think we're going to, I don't know. I like the bricks on the side for sure, but I'm not so sure about the back wall. I think I might do that some other way, but essentially how this back wall is going to work, by the way, and we can do this quickly right now. This isn't going to take too much time. I'm going to continue these stairs across, since this is going to be a design that's going to continue through and connect to this side, just like that. Simple, easy, nothing to it. That's a piece of sand that's going to go all the way down to Timbuktu. Let me grab that real quick and get rid of it just before I forget. Let's turn it into some smooth sandstone with the magic of pick block. Can we get some pick block on console Minecraft? That would be sensational. It would be very easy for them to put. Now, actually, I can't say that because I'm not a programmer, but my thought for it, my proposal would be hover over a block, press left bumper. I'm talking about an Xbox controller here. Left bumper and right bumper at the same time. Kind of like the specialist from Black Ops 3. The way you activate it, you press those two buttons at the same time, and boom, you're running around with a scythe or something like that. So basically, the same concept could work in Minecraft with pick block. You hover over your block, press the two buttons at the same time, and boom, it's right in your hand, in your inventory. It replaces the block. If your inventory is full, it replaces the block that you were currently held in your hand. And if your inventory is not full, it'll just add it to your inventory, or your hotbar, I should say. And I think that would be absolutely sensational. So, I'm just the idea man out here. I mean, what can I say? I've had this idea for years, though, honestly. Well, maybe not years, but at least a year I've had this idea. It's wishful thinking. Will it get added? I hope. We'll see, though. We'll see. I know the 4J guys are working on constantly trying to improve console Minecraft. I think the way that they're trying to improve console Minecraft is kind of interesting to me, because I think they're starting to stray away from just copy and pasting PC. You guys have noticed they've been doing the what's it called? The mini games with the glide. That's something unique from PC, which is cool. So they're trying to do some different things to kind of separate themselves from PC, and I think it's pretty interesting. So we'll see what the future holds for console Minecraft. All right, let's see here. So let's just wrap this episode up. I'm going to put in some windows. So let's see here. How many blocks away are these windows from each other? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just keep that theme. No need to fix that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. Break these 3 blocks. Break those 3 blocks. Let's go over here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Break these 3. All right, so let's get this glass and green wool filled in. I love the green wool. I think it fits this build perfectly. So that's what we'll do. We'll leave the middle here blank. Could potentially be an elevator on that wall. Actually, That seems pretty solid because I've been trying to figure out a spot for this damn elevator, and that might be the spot right in between those windows. So we have an extra little gap here. Let me see how many blocks this is officially. I want to say it's 9 blocks. All right. It's good. It's an odd number. That's what I like. You know, I'm always striving for odd numbers. Strive for odd numbers. Strive for greatness. That's how it works. You know, LeBron James, he wears 23. That's an odd number. Strive for greatness. All right. Let's place this in here. Get all this put in. And we're going to wrap this up, guys. One more, whoa. One more level. Let's not get too carried away. I'm trying to end this episode. All right. Get these put in. And last 9 blocks to be broken. I think I just broke 10 blocks like a complete dungus. We're going to get those put back. There we go. All right. Top windows, I think I might add some balconies, so I'm going to leave those open right now, but look at that, guys. We got our back wall filled in. The back wall is obviously not going to be as fancy as the front. I mean, what do I look like here? This is typical hotel architecture. Of course, they're going to make the front look better than the back. So, I think it's going to look good when it's all said and done with my ideas with this place. I think that lighthouse idea over on this peninsula, it might actually be a pretty sound design. I might add some like rocks or something along the edge of this, with like some sort of jetty or something. I think that'd be pretty cool. But you know, we're getting there. We're getting there with this build. It's a work in progress. I'm going to be trying to fix up this area more extensively on my stream, my next CLD stream, where we'll have like several hours straight to work on it. So instead of a 25-minute video. So with all that being said, guys, thanks for watching. It has been Dangeles. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. And if you did, drop a like on the video. That would be awesome if you did that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. You know, that goes without saying. And I will see you guys on episode 42 in a couple of days. Leave some question of the days. I'll find one. You know I will. And I'll see you guys then. Peace out.